I always thought my marriage was unshakable. My name is Daniel Carter, and I live in Austin, Texas. I grew up believing in family values, honesty, and hard work. My parents worked tirelessly to raise me and my younger sister. My father was a mechanic, and my mother was a teacher. They weren't wealthy, but they were rich in principles, and that's what shaped me. By the time I was 26, I had built a stable career as a civil engineer. My life was simple: work hard, save money, and eventually build a family. That dream seemed to come true when I met Samantha Lewis. She was bright, funny, and seemed to carry light with her wherever she went. We met at a friend's barbecue, and from that moment on, I was smitten. Our courtship was fast but steady. We talked about everything: dreams, ambitions, fears. At least, that's what I thought. Samantha told me she valued loyalty and family above all else. I believed her. I trusted her. Within a year, we were married in a small ceremony surrounded by family and friends. For the first few years, our marriage felt strong. We traveled, laughed, and supported each other. When Samantha became pregnant, I was overjoyed. I painted the nursery myself, bought baby books, and attended every doctor's appointment. Holding my daughter, Emily, for the first time was the proudest moment of my life. I swore I would protect her with everything I had. But slowly, cracks began to appear in my marriage. At first, it was subtle. Samantha became distant, often on her phone or going out with friends. She brushed off my concerns, saying she needed space and freedom. I didn't want to smother her, so I gave her room. But the more space I gave, the further she seemed to drift. One evening, Samantha came home late, looking disheveled and irritated. I asked where she had been, and she snapped, "Don't you trust me? I'm allowed to have a life outside of this house." I let it go, convincing myself I was just being paranoid. But the truth has a way of clawing itself into the open. One day, while sorting through laundry, I found receipts tucked into Samantha's jeans pocket: expensive restaurant bills, hotel reservations, even spa treatments I knew nothing about. My stomach sank. When I confronted her, she exploded in anger, accusing me of invading her privacy. That was the moment I realized something was deeply wrong. I started noticing more inconsistencies. She claimed to be at her friend's house, but the location sharing on her phone told a different story. She told me she was working late, yet her colleagues mentioned she left hours earlier. My heart began to break under the weight of suspicion. The final blow came when a close friend pulled me aside one afternoon. He hesitated, clearly uncomfortable, but eventually confessed that Samantha had been living a double life. She had been meeting other men, dozens over the years, while I was at home raising our daughter and trusting her. I felt like the ground disappeared beneath my feet. How could the woman I vowed to love and cherish betray me so deeply? How could she risk our family's future for temporary thrills? I confronted Samantha calmly, though inside I was boiling. I told her I knew everything. Her reaction was not remorse but defensiveness. "So what?" she said coldly. "You're not perfect either. I deserve to be happy. If you can't give me everything I want, then I'll find it elsewhere." Those words shattered me more than the betrayal itself. I filed for divorce soon after. It was the hardest decision of my life, not because I doubted it, but because of Emily. I never wanted my daughter to grow up in a broken home. I never wanted her to question whether her parents loved her. During the court proceedings, Samantha shocked me again. Despite her betrayal, despite her choices, she demanded child support, an excessive amount. She argued she was accustomed to a lifestyle, and that I owed her for ruining her youth with responsibilities. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was the one who destroyed our marriage with lies and deception. And now she wanted me to pay her for it? But as painful as it was, I reminded myself of one thing: Emily. My daughter didn't choose this. She didn't ask for broken promises or courtrooms. She deserved love, stability, and support. So I agreed to fair child support, not for Samantha, but for Emily. Every dollar I pay is for my daughter's future, her education, her happiness. Samantha, however, was furious that I wouldn't give her more. She lashed out, calling me selfish, cold, unloving. But I've learned that love isn't measured by how much you give to someone who abuses your trust. It's measured by how much you protect the innocent who rely on you. Years have passed since the divorce. Samantha still blames me for her unhappiness, but I've moved on. I've rebuilt my life, focused on raising Emily with patience and kindness. And though it still hurts to remember how easily lies can destroy a family, I remind myself daily, I didn't fail as a husband because of her betrayal. I succeeded as a father by choosing my daughter's well-being over bitterness. The lesson I've learned is simple but powerful. Trust is fragile, love is sacred, and responsibility is not something you abandon when life gets hard. You can't rewrite the past, but you can protect the future. I stand tall today, not because I never fell, but because I refused to stay down. My story isn't about Samantha's betrayal anymore. It's about Emily's future, my resilience, and the belief that honesty and love will always outlast lies and selfishness. And if you ever find yourself in a place where trust has been shattered, remember this. You cannot control someone else's choices, but you can control how you rise from the ashes.